Episode 295. So Shanice tells Ted that she's decided that she doesn't want to lose him. So just then, Cray Cray comes into the country club calling him Teddy Bear, and she knows what she's doing. She sees Shanice and Ted having intimate lunch or dinner. She just wanted to come and start some mess. So Ted puts on a show for Shanice, and he's telling Cray Cray, don't she ever interrupt him when he's with Shanice unless it's about Eva. So hopefully he can keep that same energy when Shanice is not around, because he's going to have to keep that same energy when it comes to Cray Cray. Because if you give her an inch, she will definitely take a mile. Next, Tyrell talks to Martin about the night of the cotillion being his first time with Jessica. And he tells Martin that he was so nervous and he had to be guided on what to do by Jessica. So Martin tells him, usually first times are awkward and tragic. And he tells Tyrell that his first time was with a woman and it was tragic. And wow, we didn't know that. Well, I think Martin did speak about being growing up and being gay, and how he had to pretend to be someone that he wasn't. And I guess he meant, being with women, and because he didn't want to be shamed by his peers. Next, the chief holds a press conference at Garland about the illegal plasma ring and Leah Whitmore's role in the ring. And he tells them Leah has been arrested and charged. And Ted spoke representing the board of directors. And he tells everyone that new rules will be implemented regarding the hospital's policy. They call it blood collection and distribution, I would assume. So Cray Cray interrupts the press conference talking about her employee was the civilian who lost his life and that her clinic did nothing wrong. And she puts on this fake crying. She's pretending to cry for Derek as if she cared about him. And that's so insulting to everyone who knows that Derek did not like Leslie and the feelings was mutual on her end as well. So it's like, girl, stop. We all know the truth. So what are you doing? And I guess she feels like she has to do this whole song and dance by pretending to act as if she was shook by Derek's death, so that I guess she feels like the clinic is in trouble, or could be in trouble because of what happened. And she's just doing too much, and nobody said anything about the clinic suffering from that. So she just needs to stop. Next, Ashley gets a visit from Derek's dad, and Derek's dad is upset because he says that a detective shouldn't have had to rely on Derek's help, i.e. Jacob. So Ashley says that Jacob was Derek's best friend, and then Derek's dad doubles down and says that makes it even worse because as Derek's friend, Jacob should have known better. Derek shouldn't have been put in a position that cost him his life. But his dad he's being judgmental, and I understand he lost his son. Of course, a parent's gonna feel some type of way. Definitely, he's grieving the son. But he doesn't understand that Derek put himself in that situation. Now, I do agree that to a certain extent, Jacob should be, he's already dealing with grief and blaming himself, but Derek shouldn't have took no for an answer. He should have and I know it was kind of sticky, but he should have told Derek to get up out of there, and that he wasn't taking no for an answer. And that, because it turned out to be tragic when it didn't have to be. And Ashley's like, she can't take it. She doesn't feel right taking it. But Derek's dad will not take no for an answer. He tells her that Derek will want her to have it. Next, Martin tells Tyrell that it was a stigma on being gay when he was growing up. Well, when he was in high school. So he went out with girls so he could be accepted. And he said that he dated a girl and decided to be intimate, but he felt like he couldn't be himself. So Martin tells Tyrell that he broke up with his girlfriend and he began to date guys and things felt right. So he tells him that his first time doesn't determine what he is. And so basically he's just telling Tyrell that, and that's with anybody, your first time definitely doesn't determine how your sex life is going to be in the future. No, not at all. If that was the case, a lot of us would be messed up, because I can't think of anybody I know or even myself that could say that, oh, the first time was roses and rainbows. Not at all. So Tyrell tells him that he feels that Jessica is the one, and of course he would say that this is his first time being in love, so everything is roses and rainbows. And so the real test is going to be when Jessica goes away, and that distance, that's going to determine everything, because 90 times, not 9 out of 10 times, it doesn't work. The distance causes a rip in a relationship that most of the time cannot be repaired. Next, Jessica tells Tyrell that when she leaves for college, she thinks it's best for them to be friends. And I think that's the best decision. But Tyrell doesn't understand it. He doesn't want to take no for an answer. And he feels that it can work. Of course, he can say that he's never had a long distance relationship. And of course, he's going to do everything he can to try to keep it going. So we will see. Next, Derek's dad comes to the police station and says that he refuses to shake Jacob's hand because he's the reason that his son is dead. And his dad wants Derek's body released, but the medical examiner hasn't released it yet. So Jacob tells Derek's dad that Derek will always be a hero to him because he died saving his life. And I'm like, Jacob, you may not have wanted to say that at this time. I mean, it's the truth, but the man has just lost his son, and he doesn't want to hear that his son lost his life trying to save you, and he's blaming Jacob for the reason why his son is dead. So, yeah. Episode 296. So, Vanessa attends Derek's memorial at Uptown, and her naive, silly self can't read the room, and she asks Jacob, like, could he tell her more about this illegal plasma ring? And you think she would have some common sense. I mean, we're gonna need you to have some common sense, Vanessa, especially dating Joey. Why in the world would you ask Jacob, could he tell you more about the illegal ring, when everybody is basically assuming that Joey was part of it? So Jacob gets upset and says, is she asking for her man Joey? And like I said, of course he would ask that. That's why I'm like, girl, she is just too naive to be dating someone like Joey. She really is. So Jacob tells her to tell Joey that he won't rest until all that's involved has been brought to justice. And she just standing there looking stupid. Or you should have known that was coming. Like, what is wrong with you? Next, Danny sees Bill at the country club, and they get into a discussion about he and Naomi taking on Madison's case. And so Danny grills him on how he allowed his ex-partner Mike to get away with bad behavior. and how he looked away when he heard the rumors about Mike fraternizing or being inappropriate with women on the firm's staff. So Bill claims that he protected her, and Danny tells him that he didn't protect her. He left her out to dry. And I'm going to agree with Danny. How the hell did you protect her, since he was the main one that tried to destroy her, or almost destroyed her, by getting with his daughter's quote unquote friend? Next, Ted proposes to Nicole to consider taking the chief of staff position, and Nicole tells him, is he out of his mind? And Vernon tried to warn him, Vernon and Anita, that was something that Nicole was not looking to ever be, which was chief of staff. So you think he would have took their advice and left it alone, but again, he has ulterior motives. Next, Madison tells Chelsea she wants to invite her mother to the wedding. And see, that's why Chelsea should have stayed out of confronting Madison's mom by going off on her when her mother called, and she took the phone from Madison and just went off on Madison's mom, telling her to call Madison's lawyer and don't call no more. See, now she's going to feel really silly because her mama's going to be at the wedding, and then it's going to be some awkward tension between them because the way that she came at her. See, that's why she should have stayed out of it. Next, Vanessa says at the Derek's memorial, that she created a fund in Derek's name for college students, and that the fund will provide stipends for students who want to work at the clinic. And yeah. Next, Danny insinuates that Naomi didn't decide to work at Bill's office because of Mike's behavior and the rumors of his behavior at the office. And that would make sense because Mike was cutting up. So maybe Naomi felt like her dad wasn't doing enough to protect women at the firm. And if he wasn't doing enough to protect women at the firm, would she be protected, or would she be a victim of Mike's as well? So Bill tells her that she deserves respect, and Danny tells him that she has that respect now, i.e. with her husband Andre, not you. And I bet this was a time when his reminiscing ass didn't want to reminisce because it didn't work out the way he thought it was. Next, Derek's Firehouse brothers do the end of duty call and rings the bell. And that's sad. And that ends the episode.